Welcome back, everyone. Today is finally wall raising time. So as I've talked about before, I build the walls laying down flat. I put the sheathing on, I put the house wrap. You can even put the windows in if you have them. You can put soffits on. You can do everything. I'm not doing those. I'm just putting the house wrap on as far as the house wrap and standing them up. So let's get started. That is what today's adventure is going to be. All right, I have these Proctor Wall Jacks. I've had these for about 20 years. They work great. They're adjustable for wall heights. I want to leave it up like that so you can see it. The wind is blowing again as usual. What else does it do? So it gives you a chart and it tells you on here, right over here. So I have 10 foot. They're actually 10'1" walls, but it also depends on the wall width. These are 2x4, so it's a little bit different with the 2x6. So what I do is I get it close. So it's 14'5", whereas a normal wall is 11'7". As far as an 8-foot wall, it's 11'7". So you stretch this out. This is collapsible. You put in the pin, and then you measure from the bottom up. So as you can see, an 8-foot wall is there. But for a 10-foot wall, it's going to be roughly in this vicinity where my finger is. And I'm going to slide this bracket, which catches it, you'll see. But I don't mark it with a Sharpie like I did there until I know for sure. I'll tell as the wall gets up there, I'll see how it's either got to come in or out. So once I get it perfect, then I'll mark it, so then I know where to set it up each time. And what you do is lift the wall off the ground with a block, just so you can get this. It's got this hook. So this hook's on the underside, and you put some nails into it, and that's what picks it up. And what I use, I love this bar, this monster bar. It's by Marshalltown. That you can get underneath. As you can see, you can get underneath. You can lift up just about anything with that. So it makes it nice and easy to get underneath it and get it lifted up. All right, here goes something that I've never done before. Lifting the wall with only one bracket, only one lift. We shall see. Maybe I'll change my mind. All right, first wall successful. I'm going to check out. I think I can leave it where it is. I didn't really get up there too close to look at it, but I just wanted to show these. So the first thing what you need to do, and this shows you how I put them on. You see those toenails right there? So they just start to pull out just about when it's all the way up. So that's why I still put the blocks on the outside. But what you need to do now is you need to get this even on the line, because it'll move a little bit and you have to adjust it just a little bit. You go outside and you look at it, and we'll see how close it is with the sheathing on the bottom. But as I talked about, you can crank these, you can turn these. Oh, I can't do it with one hand, but you can turn those. They turnbuckle in or out. Let's see if I can do this one. Yeah. So you go out, you can go in. So it's got, a lot of adjustment on that. So I'm going to go out there, check it out, get this one set. And what I think I'm going to do, I was going to lift these walls as well, but what I may do is build these walls right here because those need to be done before I can do, well, not before I do this wall, but I can't do this wall until I lift this wall. And it's already a little after noon, so I think I might build these two walls, get these in, because that'll lock this whole corner together. And then, because we're supposed to get rain, of course, tomorrow. So down here you can see it's on the line and it's flush. Now when you get to there's good. Right here needs to come out about 1/8 of an inch. So I will bang those out and get that, and then we're good here. So it's not too bad. And then what I do is I nail it down with 16s, and then I also use timber screws to screw it down. And just to show you that these toenails are still doing something, this is how you get them out. Get a cat's paw. But you can see they're still in about 1.25 inches. So they were still holding. But you got to pull them out in order to move the wall out a little bit, which is pretty good right here. But they still all have to come out because obviously they'd be in the way of the flooring. And so once they are where you want them, then I use a timber screw right on each side. Beautiful. All right, so what I do, I've got a 7-foot level, which I check the corners with, and like I said, this is a turnbuckle, so you can turn this. But this lumber is so, these days, is so terrible that I have what's called a plate level, a little pricey tool, but you can see it goes from plate to plate. So this way you're not taking into consideration if the stud is not straight. So there we go. So that's what you want to do. And what I do is I do from the bottom plate to the first top plate, not the top plate, because sometimes that is never, it's never right. So I don't go off of that one. I go off the bottom plate and where the studs are nailed to, because the top one sometimes, like I said, is not exactly, they're all different sizes. They have little hooks in them. So that's the way I do it. You can do it however you want, but that's what I do is best, because if one of them is messed up and it has a hook on it, I can cut it off with the saw afterwards. Whereas I don't want to be plumbing something against something that I'm going to cut off later. Oh, and yes, in my haste to get this wall up, this was not going to be the first one I did, but I forgot to put the purlins on that section, so it's no big deal. I can put them in. I'll put them in right here from this way, but I would have liked to have had them in already. It's not the idea to do it while it's standing up. All right, so now you can see I get the house wrap down, goes over the, what would I call the box, but it's really the floor trusses. And so I can get my temporary braces off, my adjustable ones, once I get it plumb with the plate level. Then I'll use, so that's a 16-footer. And what I do is I take some of those plates that you saw in the previous videos, how there's a lot of crappy lumber. So I just use one that is less than desirable. And it works well for that, because it doesn't, as long as it's relatively straight, it doesn't matter if it's crooked this way, but as long as it's not tweaked and it sits flat, then I leave on the temporary one, put on that one, because these are 10-foot walls, so they can take a bit of wind, catch a bit of wind, so you want them to be strong. And it's always windy here. As you can see, it's very fun to put this house wrap on by yourself when it's windy like this. So that's how I do it. 18 more to go. All right, Let's see how old I'm getting. This one I should be able to just pick up. Still gonna be heavy. Out a bit. Just a hair. Put a temporary in there. The wind doesn't kill me. Should be all right. Get the bottom on. Go slower so we stay together. We don't want to be slamming forward. It's got hooks, but I'm not sure if they're set right. Well, I think we're almost there. Just hold the cable and tighten it. No. All right, I got a couple hours before the rain starts. This is Friday morning, so I am going to get up these opposing walls because we're supposed to get some possible 30-mile-an-hour winds. So, yeah, that's a heavy one. In the ballpark. Nice when you got another wall. And very nice when you have clamps. That one alone can hold that there pretty well. Okay, we're good to there. Screw the bottom, because once that goes down, it definitely won't fall over. Why don't I switch and have two guns when I have probably 4 or 5? That's a good question. Alright, I'll look in the floor and see where the floor trusses run this way. I see that one right there. We'll go back and put 2 on the corners and that. Now, I don't want to run in. This one's got to come back just a hair, so I'm going to toe you. Power of a toenail. Can't beat it. Alright, you can see the firm that is without anything going on there. So I'm just going to work these 2 up and check it. Make sure this wall is plumb, which it should be, and it is. I don't need the plate level on that one, just because I'm going to follow that other one anyway. So, and then what'll happen is the top plate will go from the front wall over this wall, and that locks it together as well. And I think I showed it before, but this is what I fasten everything together with. They're timber screws. This corner is nice and straight. I don't even have to bend it. This is the strongest way to hold these together. I've got a wall nailer backwards on this, so I've showed those in another video. This way you can get nice purchase on these, holding it together. You could this thing could literally suck you could pull the bolt right through it. I mean, this has such aggressive threads on it. Alright, that one is done. Alright, time for another groaner. Let's get this stuff close by so at least it'll be in the vicinity. Gets a little bit harder when you've got the house wrap bent over. Looks good. Beautiful. Alright, I'll nail up the rest of that. Not nail it, I'll screw up the rest of that corner. Alright, this should be interesting. We got the windstorm coming, and I'm going to try an untried jack to see how this one will go. The right handle for it. This is what goes to the big techs. I got these for added helping on the big wall. Wish I was a little bit more towards the wall. Well, I definitely don't care for these jacks as much. They might be good for backup, but you have to be underneath the damn wall to jack this thing up. So, do not like it. Do not like it. So I'm putting temporaries. I'm going up 2 pumps and putting temporaries on the wall so that I don't have to be underneath it if that decides it's not going to stay up. Yep, that doesn't look good. I think I better hurry up. And I'm going to show you why, again, first off, OSB sucks, but why putting it vertical on a wall should not be allowed. I really wish I didn't even do it. I don't know if you can see it, but in between each bay, it's cupped. And I'll turn it this way. Hopefully you can see it. But if you walk in those, if you walk in between those, they really flex because they're meant to go the other way. I don't care what these engineers say and these other builders. Oh, this is great. Yeah, it's easier. It's not stronger. I do not like this at all. I am not putting this on the garage. I am putting CDX on the garage walls. I really wish I put CDX on this. Alright, here goes the bedroom wall. This has the big header in it, so I'm putting 2. Really probably didn't need 2, but I'm putting 2 on it anyway. It's just more of a pain when you do it by yourself. Because you gotta keep moving. If I put them a little closer, I could have stood in between them. Takes a little more patience, which I don't really have too much of that, unfortunately. But I gotta try. I gotta try to find it. This one's not too bad. That big one, the 50-footer is not going to be too much fun. some people for that one. This wall is strong by itself, but it's really almost one piece. I just don't like it to slam against the hooks. You gotta make sure the cables don't get fouled up on you. Beautiful. All right, I just got to repeat the process. All right, here goes the game room back wall. Hopefully it's windy. Hopefully the camera doesn't blow over. Not to mention the wall. Got to keep these tight. Perfect. So now we've got the 50-foot wall to go up. So I had to bring in the experts now so we can crank this all up at once. Right. So let's set up the camera and let's watch it fall over together. All right, well, Greg, I guess you get this one. Yep. You already started on that one, so you got your fingerprints on it. I'll go on this one. I was, but I'm going to try. Okay. It's hitting the hook. The hook is hitting the bracket. The hook is hitting the bracket. Just crank that tight again. Give that one more. One more. Okay. Well, I was asked by a company called Cal to check out and do a review on some boots. So I agreed to do it because I knew that I could put these to good work around here. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it is raining. And instead of me being able to finish raising walls, I have to... What, Misty? You gonna talk to everybody again? Yeah? You gonna try these out? So these are gonna come in handy because, as you're gonna see with the rain, I need to squeegee the water off the floor of the house. So I haven't even looked at these yet. So I want to do an unboxing so you can see how they come. There's one. There's two. So they've got a nice sole on them, which is what I wanted because walking around the dam and all that. And the upper part is like a neoprene. Use this one. The upper part is like a neoprene, almost like a wetsuit material, and the bottom is a nice rubber. So there, I'll put the link to the description in there as well, but they look pretty good. So I'm going to get a shot. I'm going to get some video action when I go to squeegee off the floor so you can see them in action. Oh, and one of the other things that I thought was cool is, if you remember my videos, it's about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, I bought a rotary cutter for the mini excavator from Rut Manufacturing, and they had a contest where you entered a video with their product in it, and apparently I won. So I'm going to put a link to the video I put two videos actually that I had it in. And so I won a pullover t-shirt, long sleeve with a hood, and a regular t-shirt with their logo on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I thought I'd give them a shout out for that. And I will wear that when next time I use it, which will be soon. I usually do cutting right before David's birthday, which is in April. So again, thanks to them. Check them out if you're interested in that kind of thing, and maybe they'll ask me to review some of their other equipment, which would be cool. So I'd be happy to do that because I think they make a quality product. So there you go. Thanks again. All right. Well, you can see this is what's slowing me down. This is what's taking so long to get this video up as well. Raining, raining, raining. So I want to get the water off the floor. I bought a squeegee to get it out of here, because especially here, this has concrete underneath it and it makes a swimming pool under here. But I thought this would be a good time to show the cacao boots that I was given to try out. So I think this would be a good time to do it. So I will set the camera up and get the squeegee and show some action. Alright, I've been wearing them actually now for about half an hour. I rinsed off the truck and all that. And what I like is this neoprene. It keeps it tight so you can tuck your pants in and they fit right in, but water won't go around them so easily. You can see how much water gets up here. Once I lift these other walls, it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder to push this water out. It'll only be able to go out the doors. You can see how much there is. It doesn't soak through much. They're very comfortable. They seem to be sized right to what you ask for, to what your foot is to. They're made. Sometimes, you know, they could either be too big or too small. But I'm liking them. So I was going to show this part of the video anyway, so I thought this would be a good time to try out their boots. There's nothing worse than wet feet when you have to keep working. So my regular boots would not be too good. Closer look at him. All right, that's enough of that spot. This is a spot that obviously has a dip in the floor, these nice trusses, but I'm glad I got these on. So, you'll see a tidal wave with this one. I may have to try to fix this part from underneath. Put another beam underneath it. Jack it up a little bit. That truss company is the gift that keeps on giving, except it's not a very good gift. Alright, well, you get the idea. So I'll put a link in the description with the discount code. And like the compressor that I did, which was good, and they didn't have it for sale. I believe this one will be in plenty of stock. So, I'd recommend it. Alright, here's a semi-interior wall that mostly is unsheathed, so I've only got one on the end. The little two rips I'll put in afterwards. You could do them now, but you run the risk of them hitting each other or being too far gapped. So it's easier just to put those two little ones in afterwards. So I'm going to do this with one. This is a pretty big wall, but there's not much on it, so. walls and something. There she is. Piece of cake. I don't know why people don't use this. I really don't. Alright, I'm going to end the video here. You've seen enough of how to lift these walls. I don't know why more people don't use these jacks. I don't even want to get into that. We'll hear all kinds of reasons, I'm sure. But it's stupid not to use them. As you can see, I could do all this by myself. I just raised this one right here. This is the last big interior wall right here. And I did, that wall was 28 feet. And I did that with just one jack, and that had 3 headers in it. So what I did is I went a little bit off center, went about 8 inches off center. Figured there was a little bit more weight on this side, and it went up perfectly fine. And yep, so that's about it. So this side is almost done. I want to get this video up because it's been a while. We've had a lot of rain. So anyway. All right, well, that's about it for that. So, again, I appreciate everybody watching, and I will catch you on the next one.